What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Want to say good morning or a bad morning to you former DPS Jeff players. But either way, welcome to Season 2.5. We've got a brand new strategist, a new map, new mode, a bunch of new team-ups and buffs and nerfs so crazy that even Thor somehow forgot to be a god. Which means all this combined is the perfect time to find a brand new main for you guys to hop into casual play, competitive, and pro play as we look at all the roles and I talk about my favorite amongst them that should stand out above the rest and the heroes that I think are going to be great to main this season. Let's jump in. And before we jump in, guys, I want to talk about tanks and I want to talk about the God of Thunder. And, oh, hold on a second. Well, hello there. Did I hear somebody say tanks? Hey there. Yep. And Thunder. We were talking about Thor, bud. We were talking. Oh, I heard. We were talking about Thor. Yeah, never mind him. When you have today's video sponsor, War Thunder, a free-to-play, large-scale multiplayer military action game where you are not just in the fight, you are the fight. We're talking tanks, naval fleets, fighter jets, helicopters, all going off at once in real-world battle zones. Land, air, or sea, pure chaos. And I love it. And what I love about it too is it's not just spray and pray, what you might be used to. The damage system is wild. You hit a tank tread, it's gone. A fuel line, you're watching the thing burn down midair. The realism is next level, from the physics all the way to the sound design. And on top of that, every vehicle feels different to use. And the newest update, Hornet Sting, brought in some heavy hitters like the FA-18 and the Su-30. We're talking top tier modern jets. And on top of that, they gave all of naval battles an overhaul. Everything feels fresh, newer, louder, and honestly, cooler. So what are you guys waiting for? Download War Thunder today by using the link down in the description or the pinned comment, and you can download for free on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And if you're new or you haven't played in a while, a bunch of free goodies while you're at it. 100,000 Silver Lions or the Eagle of Valor decal, and a whole lot more. So go crazy out there, guys. You can also download War Thunder Mobile and play for free on iOS or Android using the link in the description. And a big thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, we'll kick things off with the Vanguards, who are definitely at the forefront of the latest patch. They got hit the most in regards to nerfs, which is definitely aimed to shake things up a little bit. All right, guys, first up, let's talk Doctor Strange. Now, the devs did make it aware that they want to make shield tanks kind of back to the forefront. We have Groot and Emma Frost going down in viability a little bit. And Doctor Strange, let's not forget, got a big survivability buff. And now we've got the damage back. We've got no fall off on his pop. We've got a little bit of a better primary. Let the Eye of Agamotto's fly. And with all that being said, even in Season 2, he was still good. He's got a good kit and a strong foundation, but now he has that missing link that we had in Season 0, 1, and 1.5. Not to mention, you've got the killer team up with Scarlet Witch, which is obviously going to be used plenty. Altogether, guys, I think the Doc is back. I think he's going to be good to really help out against what is going to be a very poke, but also just ammo barraging comps that you're going to go up against, especially low elo, but you're going to see it in high. All right, next up, guys, we have Peni Parker, and Penny is going to be kind of in the same place that she was, but a little bit better. And let me elaborate. First of all, at the highest echelons of elo, she's still not going to be the top meta pick, but she got some awesome boosts that we just can't ignore. And mainly that being the strongest part of her kit, her spider nest. She's got 2 of them, and Rocket Raccoon is not a very hard requirement of a team-up anchor to get in your match, and so I think you're going to get that plenty of the time. And so she's going to dominate on those matchups and in those points like the Wakanda map and Clintar, where she just is awesome at being that bunker vanguard that she is in Rivals. 2 of them allows you to cover such a large space. On top of that, it helps you cover certain areas to protect your supports against what could be a dive comp, but then also that front line. For the most part, guys, she's going to do what she does right now, but even better. And that's got me pumped because she just got all those changes in Season 2, and somehow she's feasting even more. All right, we move on to Magneto. All right, Groot, Emma Frost, and Magneto were the top 3 Vanguards by a good amount last season. And well, guess what? They nerfed 2 of them, and Magneto got a buff. Now, was it a significant buff? Yes, it was. He's going to have his alt fire that much more, and he's already a staple and great pick, both in high elo, low elo, and I think he's one of the best to kind of solo carry and make up for what could be a bad team. I don't know if you've come across that yourself. The dude can do it all, right? You've got a support on their team, the billion Luna players are Cloak and Dagger, and they're doing their ultimate. Bam, you throw a purple ball and they're dead. You've got high survivability, great poke damage. You're able to combo and kill 250 HP heroes, which you're going to do more often because of the buff. I feel like if you don't know what Vanguard to play, just play Magneto. He's simple by design, but he offers so much for the team, and you just can't pass him up. Now, again, the majority of Vanguards are playable. I think Venom is in a tough spot losing that Spider-Man team up. He's got the Jeff one, but either way, that's where he kind of wanted to be. But Emma Frost got nerfed, but she also got a buff to her primary. And honestly, I think Emma was just fine, and now she's fine, right? She's good. She's going to be great for this season. Her diamond form got a little weaker, and altogether, though, you're able to just feast in what is a ridiculous primary beam to the face over and over. If you don't know, just build that sucker up, diamond, and try to execute when necessary. Again, guys, we're gonna have shields everywhere this season, right? Doctor Strange, we got Magneto, but you can't farm off that, and then flyers as well, so you can charge up the beam from the shields, and then you can punish the flyers with that little bit of extra range buff that you did get. And not to mention her ultimate is still great. Her entire kit is going to offer plenty for the teams, and I think she's still a great hero that's a lot simpler to use than you might think. Now, last but not least, guys, we've got Groot. Now, we close things off in the Vanguard section with the tree. And guys, you're going to have flyers all over, so you're going to have to deal with that. But Groot still does what he does well, just a little bit worse. Is it the best season to learn him? Probably not, but you can still block off strategist heals. You can make people uncomfortable if they're overextending. And you've got the ultimate for those group kills. And so Groot is still going to be seen plenty within the meta. In fact, maybe even more, because he won't be banned as much. He still is going to be banned, though. I think Groot is a very strong hero by design, and what he offers, other tanks simply can't. And so Groot is going to be in a fine place this season, especially looking at some of the tanks down bad. Captain America, Thor, rest in peace, brothers. But I'm going to level with you guys. I'm just not going to be shocked in the slightest if Groot is just, he's still completely fine and still very strong. All right, guys, next up we go to the Duelist, and we kick things off with Black Panther, guys. Listen, the King of... I can't even get through it, guys. Why do they hate this guy so much, man? I wouldn't play him. Instead, we actually kick things off with the Punisher. Now, listen, guys, I don't know what to say. I am not exactly the biggest Punisher fan, right? The higher you get in rank, kind of the worse Punisher got. And although he is losing the Rocket Raccoon team up, which is a big deal, that infinite ammo, man, that thing, it cooks. Let me tell you. It isn't that big of a deal because of what they gave him. With him now being an anchor and getting damage, more health, more ammo that hits harder, everything about him, his ultimate moves faster. Punisher now is that Call of Duty wrapped into just a package for Marvel Rivals, and I think he's going to be a great answer to what should be, again, a fly-heavy meta. You're going to have Ultron, Storm, Human Torches, Iron Mans. It's going to be literally bugs everywhere, and you're going to be able to take them down with Punisher pretty easily. I think Punisher was already a very good hero who falls off the later you get, and why play him when you can play Hela at high ranks. But now, not only in low elo, which is where he shined, in high elo, I think he's going to have a much better chance to really produce. I played with him a fair amount when I had early access to this build, and I don't know what to say. That extra ammo is just enough to start killing people that you would have to then reload typically with. All right, now this next one it's not exactly aimed towards high elo players, but more of you diamond and below, but you can play at high elo too, and that's Scarlet Witch. Now we're going to talk about a couple heroes today that, again, you might be at your rank, and I certainly don't see them a ton where I'm at, but they're great across the board. And I don't want to make videos just for the top echelon pro players, sweat lords. No, just across the board. Who should you main if you casually play and or you play in the lower elo side of things? And Scarlet Witch is an absolute gem this season. First of all, Doctor Strange, your team up bonus for the most cracked team up. It just is so easy to use. You're about to get a lot more Doctor Stranges. All the mains that did play him, they're coming back. They're coming back because he's returned, as I just talked about. But also, I mean, you've got auto aim. What else can you ask for? The ultimate can be game saving, and she's very beginner friendly in a lot of the ranks. Not only that, she's good against flyers, she's good against dive. I think she's going to be great here in this meta. Man, I think if you haven't really dipped into Scarlet Witch, now might be the season. All right, let's talk Iron Man. Listen, guys, I'm going to be honest with you and candid here. I'm not sure why we don't see more people playing Tony. And this guy he's good, man. And you combine that, and I'm going to use this section to talk about Iron Man and Storm. For those wondering, Storm has one of the highest win rate. I think she has the highest one, actually, of all the duelists right now in Rivals. But you're going to have this meta where you've got Ultron, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, but you've got Ultron, who may be weak, but you'll be able to keep these flyers alive with his independent healing, Luna Snowflake, and just rain down DPS. Groot walls, who gives a damn? You've got Emma shields. Yeah, shoot over it. A Doctor Strange, you get it. You know, just kind of, you're going to be able to fly just AC 130 the entire team. But also the ultimate, fantastic. You've got that Luna Snow, finally pops the ultimate. And then bam, you can one-shot her and take care of business and be the hero for your team in whatever rank you're in. As I've alluded to, I think Poke is just going to be so good this season. And Iron Man, he's Dr. Poke. He's the flying, poking hero with his AoE blast and the spell damage that you can rack up. And then Storm, her ultimate got buffed. You got the Sharknado, but you've got that going on for you as well. And I think both of them together is going to be something we do see a fair amount. All right, with the rise of the Flyers, you have to have something that keeps them at bay. And oh boy, does Netties love their Hela. Now, Hela is a very interesting hero because I think at low elo, she's actually not great because the things that make her great is you know, aiming, and people aren't the best at that when they've got the bronze and silver tag alongside them. But at the highest echelon of play, Hela is considered the best, or at least the top 2, top 3 DPS within the game. Well, they made her better with no drawbacks at all. She's going to have more thorns, more damage that's going to allow her to delete something like Doctor Strange just with body shots now, what she couldn't do prior to the patch. And I think the reason they do this, and you're going to see this trend, Punisher, Hela, Hawkeye, spoiler, the next one. I think flying units are very difficult to deal with, especially if you don't play hero shooters a ton. And if you've got too many of them, and spoiler, there's more Marvel heroes that can fly. We're going to get more of them. They've got to keep these good to counter them. And Hela is one of the best at it. You can buy that now with Punisher. And you're going to have a lot of Hela within the game. Loki's still one of the best supports in that team up state and is still busted. Thor's on your team, then hey, cool, you've got that too. Maybe that can help. But like the Raven being nerfed from last season, that didn't prove to be that big of a deal. Her stun's better. She's got more ammunition. Her ultimate's cracked. If you've been playing Hela, which you probably have been since season 0, keep playing her. All right, so look, I spoiled it, guys, but Hawkeye's going to be next. Now, I'm telling you guys, when you have a family, you've got sons and daughters, you can't have a favorite, right? You can't tell your son you're my favorite. What kind of family dynamic is that? All I know is they threw that out the window at Marvel Rivals. They've got their favorites, and it's obvious. You've got Luna, and you've got Hawkeye. And hey, what if we just put them together for a crack team up? Now, Hawkeye is going to lose his anchor bonus, but his DPS is about leveling the same, kind of with the faster charge rate. It's going to feel relatively the same. But you've got a brand new team up that can freeze, go through walls, and he's going to be Mr. Dependable in what he's already done great this season. But he's got that good burst damage on top of just being a solid DPS hero. Really, the only bad thing against him and Hela is, yeah, there's going to be more Doctor Strange, but whatever. That beats the hell out of having a Groot wall in your face and you're doing one arrow at a time. With the team up, with the damage, Hawkeye, I mean, if you know how to aim, I don't know why you're not playing him by now. All right, moving on, we have Squirrel Girl. Now, she's one of my favorites to talk about because why would I say to main one of the lowest win rate heroes in the game? I don't know if you should, but I will tell you if you... This kind of defeats the purpose of the video. But if you're below around... If you're diamond rank and below, I think that this hero, just like Peni, is going to absolutely carry. I mean, her ammo now is much better. Her cooldowns is that much faster. You're going to pump out some serious damage, especially to all the people that are going to be playing these shield tanks like Doctor Strange. You're going to be bursting these shields that much easier and then allowing your team to continue to do their job. I think Squirrel's buffs really did help her out. And even though she's not the strongest hero, and she's definitely not going to be played at the highest ranks, if you are more of a casual player, lower rank, or just want to try someone that's going to be pumping out some easy damage, it's Squirrel. Now, to end the duel list today, again, there's plenty of great ones. And if they're not on this list, it doesn't mean they're bad. But we're going to talk about Star-Lord. Now, listen, guys. Peter, we're on a first-name basis. In season 1.5 was probably the second or 1B best DPS in the game. And then they toned him down a little bit going into season 2. And then for whatever reason, they absolutely buffed the hell out of his ultimate. Now, this is great no matter what rank you're in. Low elo, if you aren't the best at aiming, arm up the ultimate. It's that much better. It got a 10-meter increase, which is going to make it way more reliable. It does more damage at a further distance. But then on top of that, if you're great with Star-Lord at high elo, fantastic. You're going to be able to do just that and continue to dominate. It's crazy that they did give him a buff. He's good against flyers. He's great against flanks. I think he's going to go and return to that spot as a top 3 DPS potentially in season 2.5. Either way, guys, it's not going to surprise me by any stretch of the imagination if Star-Lord's back in the top 3 best DPS in the game. All right, guys, we close things off with the strategist. Now, first up is clearly and obviously the best two, but first we're going to talk about Luna Snow. All right, Luna, how do I even talk about Luna? She's clearly the favorite, right? And by a far margin, I think the best healer and strategist in Rivals. Her damage is insane, and they buffed it. Her healing is awesome, and they buffed it. She has a great Pierce Clap that does phenomenal healing, and that's still great. Her Freeze now can give overshields and does continuous healing. And in return to all this, they made her ultimate a bit tougher to get. There's really nothing going bad against Luna. You've got flyers that you can keep alive with your Snowflake while keeping your main tanks alive. And this is going to be especially important when you've got the big shield frontline tanks instead of the, more charging and aggressive comps that we're going to be leaving a bit behind in Season 2. There's no reason not to play Luna if she's not banned, and if you haven't played her, you gotta try her. Honestly, there's not much more to say. I am starting to believe she's immune to just a pure nerf. In fact, I'm gonna come up with a challenge. If they just ever give her a pure nerf across the board with no buff tied to it, I'm gonna do something. I don't know what it is yet. Now, moving on from Luna, let's talk about Loki. Now, Loki got hit with a little bit of the nerf hammer going into Season 2, but again, that proved not to be all that big of an importance, and in fact, he's still one of the best strategists right there with Luna. If Luna's not banned and you have Loki, congrats, you're gonna reign like crazy. Now, Moon Knight's great in kind of that low mid elo to keep Loki more in check, but Loki's still the guy to beat. And I'm telling you, I've been encouraging this now, and I think I've had Loki in this section alongside Luna every season, and I'm going to keep having him here until they do something about it. Loki is just too good at keeping his team alive with his lanterns, and his kit is built to be such a high skill ceiling that you're always going to get better. I've dumped in hours and hours of my life into Loki, and I'm still getting better on the hero. Really, outside of the skill ceiling, there's nothing that should be holding you back from learning the God of Mischief. Okay, let's talk about Rocket Raccoon. All right, so Rocket got the Jeff treatment going into Season 2. People were mad, but it turns out he's pretty busted. So busted that they had to give him a nerf. And spoiler, even though he lost his Punisher team up, he's still fantastic. And with Peni Parker having a great team up as well, you're now going to have a little bit more protection to your BRB device, and his healing is still amongst some of the highest within Rivals. Rocket does everything you want in a strategist, and he's just so easy to play. If you're one of those people that, you need to flex the strategist because you don't have one on your team, and you're thinking to yourself, or you have a teammate that's like, I don't play strategist, I'm not good at it, which is just a lie. Rocket is the most, such an easy experience. Brain off, win on. Definitely one that you should be playing more of if you haven't already. He actually has surprisingly pretty good poke, good survivability, can keep himself alive. His mobility is still there. And now his ultimate is just always charged up. You're going to get that ultimate all the time, which makes him great for just getting that extra push on the objective. And to end things, guys, fun little fact. Who has the highest win rate across all the strategists at the highest ranks in the game? It's Rocket. All right, listen up, guys. This is for the, again, middle of the pack players, not the sweat lords, but those that want to be able to play strategists at a high level. Another fun fact, guys, I'm full of them today. Cloak Dagger, Platinum and below, is the best strategist in terms of win rate and is one of the most picked strategists within the game. If you're a console player, she's an auto pick. I mean, that just is a non-negotiable. And if you're on PC, she's still great. I don't know why people like to associate her with being bad. She's way better in low elo because of, again, just the brain off mentality. Listen, guys, people play Cloak and Dagger for a reason. Her game flow and just the way that her gameplay loop works, and the heal bubble into the heal curtain into going into cloak, terror caping, maybe doing some damage, is so incredibly simple and fun that I don't know why, if you haven't played strategist or if this is the season you want to try it, you're not playing Cloak and Dagger. Very simple to understand. The bubble is insane in terms of abilities, right up there with Loki, just not talked about enough. Platinum and below, you're looking at the best strategist within the game and makes it very simple to understand as long as you know how to do good positioning. And then even above that, people like to say she's not great. She is. I don't know what to tell you. She's still one of the better strategists within the game. Really, the only thing is when Magneto ults, just like run like hell. And we're going to end today by talking about Ultron. Now, is Ultron good? Listen, we have to wait and see. We have to see how he fits into the general ladder. Do I think he can be good? Yes. Do I think he needs 3 supports on the same team? Also, yes. Do I think, I'm going to keep doing this, he'll get a patch mid-season if he's not good? You betcha. I think Ultron is going to have a place in this game, and even if he's not good, screw him, man. It's Ultron. I mean, you've been waiting to play this guy, and I think he's going to be a hell of a lot of fun to use. I think he's one of the better duo healers. If Luna's banned, you can pick Ultron, put a drone on your carry DPS. Maybe it's a Storm. You guys kind of head off together, maybe Iron Man, and you flank the team. You can burst through the middle of the team. You can fly above them and rain hell on them. I think people are underestimating the fact that he can fly is a pretty big deal, and you're going to be able to do a lot of sustain, survivability, and a good chunk of healing while also putting out respectable damage. But should you play him? The simple answer is it doesn't matter, because everybody's going to auto-lock him anyway when he's first released, so you might as well be the one that does that. Again, guys, this is just my list, right? Feel free to play whatever you want to play, but I do think the heroes we covered today should stand out above the rest and have a great shot in season 2.5. Good luck out there climbing ranks. Until the next one, happy rifling, and subscribe if you haven't.